Everyone has a story that nobody knows about. Sometimes the person standing quietly in the corner, the person everyone ignores, is the same person who will one day surprise everyone. This is the story of Ethan, a boy who was called useless, laughed at, and judged by everyone around him. But what nobody knew was that Ethan had something more powerful than money, popularity, or talent. He had determination, and that one thing changed his entire life. Ethan grew up in a small town in America. His family was not rich, and life was never easy for them. His mother worked long hours just to pay the bills, while his father struggled to find stable work. They did not have expensive cars or a big house. Sometimes even buying new clothes for school was difficult. But Ethan never complained. Every morning, he woke up early, prepared himself, and walked to school with the same old backpack he had used for years. To Ethan, that backpack was just a bag. But to others, it was another reason to make fun of him. Some students laughed at his old clothes, his simple lifestyle, and the fact that he did not have the things they had. They would say things like, "He will never become successful," and "He is not special." Slowly, those words became something Ethan heard every day. At school, Ethan was not the smartest student, the best athlete, or the most popular person. Because of that, many people decided he was not important. Teachers rarely noticed him, and students rarely invited him anywhere. They judged him without knowing his struggles. But Ethan had something different inside him. Every insult, every laugh, and every moment of being ignored became a reason for him to work harder. One day, after another embarrassing moment at school, Ethan returned home feeling completely defeated. He looked at himself in the mirror and wondered if everyone was right about him. Was he really useless? Was he really someone who would never succeed? But then he remembered something his mother always told him. People can decide what they see today, but only you can decide who you become tomorrow. Those words changed something inside Ethan. That night, he made a decision. He would stop trying to prove himself to people who doubted him. Instead, he would focus on becoming a better version of himself. He started learning new skills, reading books, and studying things that could help him build a better future. While other students spent hours wasting time, Ethan spent his time improving himself. At first, nothing happened. He failed many times. He made mistakes. Sometimes he worked for weeks and still saw no results. But he refused to quit because he learned an important lesson. Success does not come from being perfect. Success comes from continuing when things become difficult. Months turned into years, and slowly Ethan began to change. The boy nobody noticed started developing skills that people began to respect. His confidence grew stronger, and his abilities improved. But the hardest challenge was not learning new things. The hardest challenge was believing in himself when nobody else believed in him. Even after he started improving, some people still laughed at him. They told him he was wasting his time and that he would never succeed. But Ethan was no longer the same person. He was not working to impress them anymore. He was working because he believed in his own future. Years later, something unexpected happened. The boy everyone ignored became successful. The person who once walked through school halls alone was now someone people wanted to meet. He built a successful career, helped his family, and created opportunities for others. Suddenly, the same people who ignored him wanted to know his secret. But Ethan never hated those people. He understood something important. People often judge others based only on what they see today. They do not see the struggles, the failures, the sacrifices, or the sleepless nights behind someone's success. They only see the final result. One day, Ethan returned to his old school. He walked through the same halls where people once laughed at him. He remembered how invisible he felt back then. But this time, everything was different. A student approached him and said, "I feel like nobody believes in me either." Ethan smiled and replied, "Do not let someone else's opinion become your reality. Your current situation is not your final destination." Those words meant everything because Ethan knew exactly what it felt like to be underestimated. Now, he wanted to help others believe in themselves. The truth is, everyone has struggles that people cannot see. Someone who looks unsuccessful today might be building something incredible for tomorrow. Never judge a person by where they are now, because the person everyone ignores today might become the person everyone respects tomorrow. If you enjoyed this story, support the channel by liking the video and subscribing for more inspiring stories. Always remember, your beginning does not decide your ending.